So welcome to the Payback training call. Today, we're going to focus on some things that are going to help you build your business. And those things are money-making activities. Every business has money-making activities, and depending on where you're at in your business is what you're going to focus on the most. And so this training is going to be for primarily new people that are coming into the business, and it's going to gear towards what you need to focus on the most, first and foremost. And I encourage you to grab a pen and paper and write this stuff down because it's going to benefit you in the long run. So the first thing I want you to write down is always focus on the things that you can control and that are going to produce you the most amount of income at that time. Okay. There's some things that you can't control, right? Like there is, like we sell annuities, right? If you've never sold a life insurance policy before, there's no reason to get contracted with Athene, go through the training, spend 4 hours going through the product training and getting knowledge on that when you haven't even sold a life insurance policy before, right? That's not a money-making activity at this time. Later on down the road, that may be a money-making activity, right? So focus on the things that you can control and on the things that are going to make you the most income at this point in time. Because when you come into the business, obviously we want to get you to doing $20,000 a month consistently every single month. That's the main goal and the main focus. Treat this business like $1 million business, okay? If you think about it, Grant Cardone, Tony Robbins, Ed Mylett, people that have $1 million, billion-dollar businesses, they're literally doing the same things that we're doing right now. But if you don't treat this like $1 million business, it's not going to be $1 million business. You have to do these things every single day in order to progress in your life of where you want to go. Okay, so first and foremost, what we want to focus on first is setting your schedule. You guys have heard it 50 million times from me. It's on almost every single one of my trainings. But if you can set your schedule, that's the first part of it, right? Every single Sunday night sometimes, I focus on what am I going to do over the next week, okay? I plug in my information or my activities that I need to do with my family first. Maybe that's doctor's appointments. Maybe I need to spend a couple hours going on a bike ride with my son. He does mountain biking. He loves it. So we spend that time together. And then we also have to make money so that we can pay the bills for the house, pay the bills for everything, right? Our life bills, our lifestyle. And so then you're going to plug in the time that you're going to work your business. And it may be different. The cool part about this business is you can change that around every single day, right? If one day you're going to work from 9 to 9 at night and take 4 hours break in between, put it in your schedule. The next day, maybe you're going to come in and work at noon and take some personal time to do some other things in the morning. Put it in your schedule, right? But here's the big kicker. Once you put it in your schedule, now you have to work that schedule. And that's where people get messed up, right? They build the schedule out, and unless emergency happens, you need to work that schedule. The problem is come Friday, they've gone through a week and all of a sudden they're like, you know what? I got on my schedule that I'm going to work from 4 to 9 at night on Friday night. And personally, I like working Friday nights and Saturdays because people are home. They just got paid. Husband and wife are together. Maybe they go out. Maybe they're not home. But later on Friday nights, they're home usually. So they're usually pretty good nights for me. But they just got paid. They're happy. The weekend's coming. And so they're great nights. But where a lot of new people fail is they're used to a 9-to-5 job. They're not used to working nights. And so they put that in their schedule, and then all of a sudden something comes up at the time where, a friend comes over or, they get asked out for dinner, but it's already on your schedule. And then you decide to go out to dinner. Well, you just broke your own promise. And if you're going to break your own promise, you're going to break your promise to other people that you love too. Your wife, your husband, your kids. So if you can hold your own promises, eventually it's going to pay off with this business, and your family, your community, everybody around you will learn that, you know what? This guy holds his own promises and he does what he says he's going to do. And I promise you, if you schedule it in there and that person calls and says, "Hey, let's go do something," and you say, "No, I can't do it. I got to focus on my business." You get in the habit of doing that. That's a millionaire mentality right there, and it's going to pay off in the long run. Okay. The next thing that you want to do right off the bat, even if you're brand new, if you're doing 10,000 a month, doesn't matter. You're seasoned, doesn't matter. This is what multimillionaires and billionaires do every single day. Write down your goals and look at them every single day. Okay. Visualize them. Set them or see them as already happened. Right? When you're thinking about where you want to be at the end of this year, make sure you visualize it and tell yourself that it's already happened. Use first form, or what is that called? First person when you think about that in your head. Not "I'm going to." It's "Thank you. I'm very grateful that I'm making 150,000 a month." Right? Now that's a big goal, right? But eventually you keep saying that, your brain is going to believe it. Your brain doesn't know if it's real or if it's not real. Think about this. If you're sitting in front of a movie, whether you're in the movie theater or you're sitting at home watching a movie, and all of a sudden a scary scene comes on, or maybe it's a high adrenaline scene where somebody's getting chased by somebody. If you sit there and put your hand on your chest, your heartbeat is going a little bit higher than it normally does from just resting there. That's because your brain has no idea whether it's real or it's not real. It's putting yourself in that situation. And so you can train your brain to become that person that you want to be. Okay. The next thing I want you to write down are these 6 words. Okay. 7 words. Sorry. Write, listen, read, watch, learn, ask, teach. I'll go over them one more time. Write, I'm going to write down, listen, read, watch, learn, ask, like you're going to ask questions, and then you're going to teach what you're going to learn. Okay. Now, why do we want to do this? Well, for one, we're going to write down our goals, but the money-making activity that you should be focusing on right now as a new person, if you're not doing 10,000 a month, if you're not doing 20,000 a month, I'm sorry, is absorbing as much information as you can possibly absorb, getting on every single training call that you can possibly get on. Whether it's a recruiting training call with FFL Builders, the FFL Builders call on Monday, getting on Jamie's training call, Grady's training call right after this one, getting on this training call, you need to be absorbing as much information as you possibly can as a new person, especially if you're not doing 20,000 a month, right? That's the standard. That's not even bonus. Actually, I think it is bonus level now because they changed the bonus. So that's the bonus level. There's nothing lower than that, right? You start doing 20,000 a month, you're going to start getting bonuses from FFL. So write, listen, read, watch, learn, ask, teach. Okay. So the first step, learning, right? Getting on as many training calls as possible. Training will expand your growth in this business. And that's what you need, right? We need growth right now. If you've never sold mortgage, you should be learning about mortgages. So get on YouTube and type in FFL mortgage script, or if you want to learn IULs, type in YouTube, FFL, IUL, right? If you're past IULs and you want to learn annuities, start learning annuities, right? Turn your vehicle into life insurance university. When you're driving, you shouldn't be listening to music. If you're driving, I mean, it takes on average to get anywhere, 10, 20 minutes, right? There and back. If I'm going to my grocery store down the street, it's not very far. It still takes 10 minutes to get there. Well, 10 minutes there, 10 minutes back, I can listen to a short video or a part of a video. And what that's going to do is help me think, right? I may learn one little bitty nugget from one of those videos that I can now, that sparks my mind, and I put it in the back of my mind. And then all of a sudden I get on the phone and I go to set the appointment and it just comes out. And that one little nugget helped me set the appointment or get around an objection that they had. So always be learning. In fact, when I first started, that's all I did. That's how I learned how to sell. My upline at the time had no idea how to train me in sales. In fact, I was more experienced in sales than he was. And so all I did was I copied from the top producers, and then I put it into my own. Now, here's the other part of that. When they give you a script and they say something, make it your own and then practice it. Okay. And we're going to go over that here in a minute. The next thing that you have to do is get on live dials. If you're not on live dials, get on live dials. Sit there and be a sponge, because sometimes it'll be quiet, but when it's not quiet, there's some people that bounce in and bounce out, and those people are missing out on the big opportunity to learn from the top producers that are selling life insurance policies on, live dials. So get on there and just sit there and be a fly on the wall, be a sponge, just listen, right? And then when you're ready, you're running an appointment, be bold. If nobody else is talking, unmute. It's your chance to 10x your learning. So if you want to 10x your learning, then unmute and run your appointment, run you can even set appointments unmuted. And the reason why you're going to 10x that is because you have literally 5, 10, 15 people at a time on there that are top, and some of them are top producers. At least a third of them are top producers. And so you can literally unmute, and then when you're done, ask the question. Don't be afraid, be bold. Hey, did anybody hear that? Because somebody give me some tips and tricks on how to set a better appointment or how to run a better presentation. I'm open to feedback. And the more open and humble you are, the faster you're going to learn, and you're going to 10x your learning. Okay. The next thing you need to do as a new person that is a money-making activity is ask questions. Don't ever hesitate to ask questions. I have people on my team that are still doing that haven't, made a sale yet. Some of them are doing, $5,000 a month. And the reason is because they're not learning fast enough, right? You could literally be learning every single day that you're not on the phones dialing. And one of the things that really I don't want to say upsets me, but it kind of perturbs me, is that people don't ask me questions. Let's say you get an objection from somebody and you don't get around it and they hang up on you. Well, that should be a key. If you can't get around it, they're gonna run that objection again by you at a later point in time on another phone call. And so if they run it by you and you can't get around it, you should be calling me or texting me saying, hey, they said this to me. What would you say? And I'll text you back, or I'll send you a phone message, or I'll send you an email, or if you want to call me, call me. And I'm always here for you guys. Right? So if you call me and I don't answer, I'll call you back right away. Okay. So ask questions on live dials. Don't be shy. The faster you ask questions is the faster you're going to learn. Okay. The next money-making activity you should be doing is preparing, practicing. Okay. Practicing and preparing kind of go hand in hand with each other. If you haven't even set an appointment yet, guess what? If your brand spanking new, what you should be doing before you even make your first phone call with leads, you should get your script down pat. Make sure that you understand and know your script back to back. Because what happens is, otherwise, if you don't know your script back to back, you're going to practice it on leads that you're paying for. So why practice it on leads that cost you money when you can practice it by looking at a dog or looking at a fish and looking in the mirror and just saying it over and over and over again? Here's the best way to practice your script. Okay. A script is a 3 to 5 minute couple of paragraphs. So here's the way to do it. Read the first line 3 times, 5 times. Look away, say it 3 times in a row. Then go back, read the first line and the second line. Look away, say it 3 times in a row. If you don't say it 3 times in a row, go back and read it again until you can say it 3 times in a row. Read the third line. So now you got 1, 2, and 3. Read the third line. Look away, say it 3 times in a row. Keep doing that until your script is in your head. Now, what's the purpose of remembering your script? Is it to just say it word for word exactly? No, that's not what I want. The whole purpose is so that you can learn and understand the concept to get across, right? Because when you call them up, all they want to know is who you are, what you're doing, or what you're calling for, and what you got to sell, right? And so all you're going to do is get that concept across. But here's the deal. They're going to give you objections. And if you don't know your script, you're not going to have a clue on how to get back and transform back into that script so that you can set the appointment. Okay. And once you learn the script, then here's the main focus: learning your rebuttals to the objections. Guys, I've been doing this for a little over 2 years, and everybody says about the same thing over and over and over again. You have to learn the rebuttals. Okay. Now you can use that on leads, right? You want to get the script down. Now you can start dialing, because there's people out there that are like, whatever you got to say, I'll take it. And that's going to put money in your bank. And we want to get you making money right away. And we want to get you helping families right away. But when people give you an objection, you have to learn the rebuttal. Okay. This is a multi-million-dollar business. And all you have to do is a simple memorization exercise. Remember your script, remember your presentation, remember your rebuttals. You can master all of those. You have this business down pat. It's really that simple. Okay. There's other logistics of it too, like getting into the applications, learning the health conditions, that kind of thing. But if you know your rebuttals to every objection, those are sales techniques, and you master those. That's a multi-million-dollar skill that you're mastering. And practice them. Practice, practice, practice. If you think of a baseball player, football player, professional hockey player, we'll take baseball. I love baseball. I played baseball for 10 years, right? If you're a batter in the major leagues, do they just get up to bat, never practice? No, they've been batting their whole life. They've probably taken over 1 million swings by the time they're in the big leagues. But they do batting practice before every game. Why? Because now they're tweaking everything just a little bit, right? So you remember your rebuttals and that are going to overcome the objections. Well, guess what? You have them mastered, and somebody gives you an objection, and now you tweak it a little bit by saying a word or two a little bit differently, with a little bit accent on a different word, right? Well, that's tweaking it. The batter's getting up to bat, right? And he's got fastballs coming down, curveballs coming down. He's got a certain stance, but he finds out that, you know what? If I just move my foot a little bit closer, I can get a better drop on the ball. If I just move my foot out a little bit lower, I can make my stance a little bit lower. Now that pitch is coming in. Now it's high and it's going to be a ball. I don't have to swing on it. right? So there's all these little itty bitty tweaks, but the first foundation that you guys have to master is, for one, master the script, master the objection, and master your rebuttals to the objections, right? Because they all are going to say the same thing. And all it takes is a little bit of memorization and you're done, right? So the other thing that you can do to learn this is, if you want to, it's up to you. I would recommend doing it until you get really good at it, but set the appointments and I will run the presentation for you on this Zoom channel, not on Living Hope. We'll do it one-on-one. You can see my screen and I'm going to close it and we split it 50-50. Now, I'm going to give you my calendar link here. And when you set these appointments, I'm going to put it in the chat. Save this on your browser. And that way, all you have to do is set an appointment at that time. And you should, when you set the appointment, you should have already gone through that financial inventory. Okay, so when you set the appointment, actually, it depends on if it's a mortgage appointment or an IUL, right? If you're going to do an IUL, you want to make sure to go through the financial inventory. If you want to go through the financial inventory on a mortgage appointment, you're more than welcome to. And the way I would do that is I would call them up and I would say, okay, I'm calling you back regarding that mortgage information that you talked about. Maybe you set the appointment for yourself first and then go through the financial inventory at that appointment. Takes 10 minutes. Once you go through that financial inventory and ask them all their finance questions, all the health questions, find out what they qualify for, then what you can do is say, okay, I think I got everything that I need. I'm going to put something together here for you. And then I'm going to schedule an appointment for you as well. And then I'm going to have my manager jump on there as well, because he has access to more policies than I do. You can say something like that. He has access to more carriers than I do. And then at the time of our appointment, we'll jump on a Zoom. I'll go over everything that you gave me. I'll go over the financial inventory, and then we'll determine what they qualify for. And then I will sell that policy to that person right then and there. And we split it 50-50, put some money in your bank. Then once you do that a few times, you're good to go. You have nothing to lose. You can take it on your own and just run the appointments, right? But I want to help you, and I can't help you unless you book the appointments, okay? You have to get good at booking appointments. Now, also, the next step, this is another money-making activity. We have two ways to build this business, right? One of them is writing on our own pen. All of the life insurance appointments, selling insurance on our own pen, right? The other one is teaching other people how to do the same thing, okay? And if you teach other people how to do the same thing, that is $1 million business as well. Why? Because you're going to receive overrides. You're going to receive bigger bonuses from FFL. You're going to eventually have a big business to where other people will come in and want to invest into your business and probably partner with you, like Integrity, right? So that is a wealth building opportunity. And really all you have to do is just get people to understand what FFL is. Okay. So I want to show you something here, what I have done. I have created a business card right here. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to kind of put it on the screen here. This is what I've done. I created a business card. I just went to Vistaprint, and right here, this is glossy and it's raised a little bit, but it's super simple. I'm just keeping it clean. And the whole point of this business card is to intrigue them to figure out what the deal is, right? Obviously, by giving it to somebody, they're going to know what I'm talking about, right? But look at on the back here. There's no information except for a QR code. And it says Family First Life. So what's that going to do? Well, if you think of like a funnel, It's going to funnel them into trying to figure out, who this guy is. Well, once you click on that, once you put your camera on that QR code, I'm going to share my screen with you here again. It's going to go to this page. And I think everybody should have one of these. This is called a link tree. Can you guys see my screen? Yeah. Okay. So it's Linktree, linktr.ee.com, right? And this service costs $49 a year. And so you can put this link everywhere, and every time somebody clicks on it, it goes here. Now, each and every one of these is a different link, and this link goes to my website. This link right here goes to my booking page, so somebody can book an appointment with me. This is my YouTube channel. This is my LinkedIn channel. Here's my Ethos link right here. And so like my Instagram, here's my link tree right here, right in my profile. And so if somebody clicks on this, this is what they're going to see right here. And it takes literally maybe an hour to build it out. You link everything to it. And once they do that, then they're going to click on here and they're going to go to my website. Now, if you don't have a website, that's okay. Use mine, because it's still the same thing and you're still part of Payback. You're still part of us, right? So they can use this, and it shows a short little video about why FFL, okay? And then it shows the agency overview, and this will show them in detail in about a 20-minute video of how much money they can make. It breaks it all down. And then right here, this is our team overview video. This is the overview video of what kind of support they're going to get by working with us. Okay. And then what they do is they fill out this form, and it's going to say who referred you. And if they put your name down, guess whose lead it goes to? It goes to you guys, right? So you guys can use this website on yours until you build one, right? We all use Jamie's website. He has no problem with it. He wants us to use it. You guys can use this website as well. This is built for recruiting. Why choose us? It's just going to go into details of why choose us. Why it's going to talk about the core values. It's going to talk about the benefits of working here, right? And then they have these videos right off the bat. Okay. So I encourage you. You don't have to pay the $49 for the year right off the bat. I don't believe. I think they give you a free trial on Linktree, but build a Linktree and then put it on a business card with a QR code. Because if you go to Vistaprint, you can build your own business card, and you can put your own QR code in there. It doesn't cost anything extra. I just bought 500 business cards embossed with the glossiness with the thick paper. And for 500, I think it cost me like $80 for 500 of them. So super good deal, super easy to build. It took me probably about 3 hours to build it because I didn't know exactly what I wanted. But I found something that I wanted, and this is a great recruiting tool. And really, all you have to do is go up to people that you talk to every single day. You're out at the gas station, you're at the dealership, and you're like, hey, man, do you keep your career options open? Well, what do you mean? Well, I see you work here at the dealership. Or you plan on working here for the rest of your life? Oh, heck no, man. I'll probably be here for a couple more years, though. Or they'll say, yeah, I like it. Okay, so where do you see yourself in 5 years? Oh, I don't know. Well, just want to throw this out there. I got to run here real quick. You're always in a hurry, right? I got to run here real quick. But I run a financial services business, and I teach people how to sell cash value life insurance policies, all through cash value. And it's a high commission job. Here's my business card. Check me out. It's that first link on the QR code. Boom, it's done. Walk away. All you're doing is planting the seed. All you're doing is planting the seed. All you're doing is planting the seed. There's so many people that will follow you on social media or keep that business card. And eventually, when they're ready, they're going to come and they're going to say, hey, I want to talk to you about joining your team. I want to talk to you about, how to get into the life insurance business because this and this and this is happening. It's not going very well for me. And there's things that I need to do to be able to support my family. Okay. So that's the new things. Now, money making activities. What happens when you start to become a consistent for one, and you start to earn about $20,000 a month in profit? Well, you want to expand your business. You want to take some stuff off the table that you shouldn't have to do, right? Number one is calling carriers and calling clients. Once you start making $20,000 a month in profit, now you want to hire an admin. Okay. And first off, they're going to teach you, you're going to teach them simply just to communicate back and forth with your carriers, right? With your clients, teach them what to say, right? And then you don't have to call the carriers anymore. Who doesn't like sitting on hold for 45 minutes? I know, not me. I hate sitting on hold for 45 minutes. And guess what? When I do that, now I'm taking time from other things that I could be doing to build the business and making a profit. And so if you have an admin, that's the first thing you're going to train them on is how to talk to your clients, and they'll call them the next day and say, hey, you've been approved. Congratulations. It looks like you've been approved. Well, congratulations. This is a policy that not too many people get approved for, right? So, and then they're going to call them back in a couple of weeks, make sure that they got their policy, ask them if they have any questions that they need answered. If they do, or if they want to change their policy, they'll put them back on your schedule before they cancel. And that's going to raise your persistency rating with the carriers. It's going to save you more policies from canceling. And if they save one policy a month, guess what? That pays for that admin that you could have. Simple as that. Okay. Then what you're going to do once you start earning 20,000 a month is you're not going to have to spend so much time preparing, practicing, stuff like that. So you'll spend more time on buying leads. And at that point in time, you want to start looking at your business because you will have tracked your business, tracking, your calls, tracking how much profit you make, tracking your expenses, and look at that. And now you want to start minimizing expenses and raising profit. And so by doing that, you're going to focus more on investing more on the things that are going to produce you more income, like certain leads that produce you higher amount of income. At that point in time, you may want to start focusing on IULs, right? If you're selling mortgage and you're selling a lot of mortgage, now you want to start focusing on IULs. If you're already starting doing IULs, maybe you want to buy more IUL leads. Maybe you want to start focusing on annuities as well. So that way you can earn more, start building a higher ticket item at that time. And when you start getting good at selling higher ticket items, your income is just going to go up and your profitability is going to go up as well. Okay. So that's kind of where we're at. That's all I got here for you. Simple as that. This training is recorded, so it'll be on YouTube here by Monday. But other than that, guys, get back on live dials. There's going to be people running appointments. You have learning opportunities, and make sure to get on every single training that you can possibly get on, guys. Other than that, we're all finished up here. You guys have a wonderful day.